It's ironic that a festival of industry, trade, and culture would end like this, with a World Day of Laziness. But that irony is kind of the point at a community in Colombia that's held the annual festival since 1985. The overall aim is to help participants, and anyone who shows up really, remember to settle down and enjoy life amid all the stuff that goes on daily. There's plenty of entertainment, and a city council member suggests laziness isn't just about shutting yourself in at home. It can actually mean going out and having fun. Spending quality time with loved ones is a big part of it, so maybe it's called the Day of Laziness, but it's really about enjoying yourself and hanging out with your favorite people in a stress-free environment. Redefining relaxation one cultural festival at a time. This is the world from A to Z with me. I'm Carl Azus, happy to have you watching this Wednesday. Gold is worth its weight in gold. Yesterday, the precious metal hit an all-time record value, more than $2,550 per ounce. That means a solid gold bar, which weighs 400 ounces, was valued at more than $1 million, the first time it's ever been so high. Gold set several records in 2024. Economic analysts say it's performed better than the U.S. stock market. Why does that matter? Could be a sign of the times. Over the past 3 years, there's been a significant amount of inflation, an increase in the prices of the stuff we buy. It ramped up in 2021 and stayed relatively high until dropping down toward more normal levels in recent months. When inflation goes up, many investors who consider gold a safe bet will buy it, causing its price to rise. But what's interesting here is that even though the rate of inflation dropped below 3% in July, gold continues to set records. That leads us to another possible cause: economic uncertainty. That's how you have to say it. Economic uncertainty. And you. The U.S. government's most recent jobs report, which came out early this month and gave a snapshot of conditions in July, found that far fewer jobs were added than economists expected. Wages didn't rise as much as economists expected, and the unemployment rate, the percentage of American workers who don't have a job, that increased by 0.2 of a percentage point. Not a huge number, but more than anyone expected. Add these factors to instability in other parts of the world, the wars in the Middle East and Ukraine, for instance, and you have a number of reasons why a relatively stable commodity like gold would increase.
Where in the world? This is a nation in South America. In fact, it's the only South American nation that borders both the Pacific and the Caribbean. Its capital is Bogota. This is Colombia, a nation of more than 49 million people.
In the Colombian highlands, a new solution has been found to tackle an escalating trash problem. These are the unlikely heroes of the story, the larvae of rhinoceros beetles, which feed on organic waste. This isn't the only thing these beetles have to offer. Once the beetles reach adulthood, they can be sold as pets to buyers as far away as Japan. Every week, 15 tons of waste are collected at this facility in Tunja, a city about 130 kilometers northeast of Bogota. Once it's piled up, the larvae, which can grow as long as a human hand, dig in. Other larvae are placed in tanks where they consume liquid organic waste that can be harmful to the environment. With the landfill close to capacity, the larvae provide an ingenious solution.
This is a change for humanity, for our children who are coming after us, and we need to make that change for humanity.
The UN estimates that around 11.2 billion tons of trash are generated globally each year. Colombia produces around 32,000 tons of waste daily, about half of which is organic.
We should aim to preserve beetles because they are responsible for breaking down all the organic waste produced by humanity today.
The larvae start to become beetles after about 4 months when they develop hard shells. Rhinoceros beetles can live up to 3 years. Some are exported to other countries, while others stay in Colombia, where they are seen as good luck charms.
On this date in world history. August 21st, 1831 was when a black American slave named Nat Turner led a violent rebellion in Virginia. In the days that followed, dozens of whites and blacks were killed. The Virginia State Militia got involved and eventually helped stop the rebellion. Today, Turner's legacy continues to be fiercely debated, with some supporting the actions he took and others opposing them. The first of the Lincoln-Douglas debates took place in Illinois on this date in 1858. The candidates spoke before a crowd of more than 10,000 people who had nowhere to sit. In all, there were 7 debates between the two men. And on this date in 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre Museum in Paris, France. The theft helped give the work its worldwide fame. It was taken by an Italian man who'd worked at the Louvre and wanted to bring the portrait back to Italy where it was painted. The thief served just over a year in prison after the Mona Lisa was recovered in 1913.
Word of knowledge. What type of elephant is the largest? African forest elephant, African bush elephant, Asian elephant, Sumatran elephant. The titles of both the largest elephant and the largest mammal on land go to the African bush elephant.
Studies are revealing more about elephant communication and how complex it is.
Sometimes when they're in a big group, a female or a matriarch of a group will give a call and the entire group will respond. They'll group up around her, they'll follow her or whatever. And then other times she gives seemingly a very similar call. And nobody will respond, nobody will react to that call except for a single elephant.
A study of African elephants in Kenya drew on more than 25 years of tracking family groups using machine learning, data that's fed into a system that analyzes recordings of communication.
They speak infrasonically and sonically, so about half of the sound in their call is below our level of hearing.
About a quarter of the time, the computer could predict which elephant was being addressed. Researchers tested results by playing recordings to elephants. Donatello responded energetically, ears perking and calling back. Others, not directly addressed, like Margaret here, just listened. Another study focused on gestures.
They do target their gestures at their recipients, using visual ones when the recipient is looking at them, and audible ones or the ones that involve touch with the recipient when they weren't. And that they also combined calls like rumbles or trumpets or roars with these gestures in specific ways.
Elephants also have a temporal gland that secretes a substance with chemical info on who it is, as well as the elephant's emotional state and whether it is ready to mate. We're learning a lot, but there's still so much we just don't understand.
The states we're stopping by today are on the West Coast, the Gulf Coast, and the coast of Lake Michigan. From the Golden State of California, Mr. N's or Ains class is watching. West Valley High School is in the community of Cottonwood. Sibley, Louisiana is where we're going next. That's where we're happy to be part of Mrs. Blackwell's class. Great to see y'all at Lakeside Junior Senior High School. And in the state of Illinois, we're excited to have the students of Miss Mohap's class with us. Heron Junior High School is in the city of Heron. If you're ever at a state fair and there's a husband calling contest, 2 things. 1, you should go see it. 2, if you don't, you'll still hear it. That's the sound of a woman calling her husband. This has been going on since, well, wives have called to get their husband's attention, and it brought a lot of attention to a Tennessee state fair. The best callers won cash and prizes. Some might have lost their voices, but we're pretty sure all of them got their husband's attention. They'd all rather be called than collared. They'd all probably better give a hoot when hollered for, even if their wives don't win prizes or dollars for being winning callers. They can't stall her or falter, try to halter, try to falter when she raises her voice. They're what's vocal when she's vocal, making husband hailing noise. I'm Carl Laziness, lending my voice to the world from A to Z. You are the best thing about this show, and it means the world to have you watching.